Welcome to The Terrible Take, a daily segment telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind. I'm Ross McCorkle. With just a few weeks remaining of the NFL regular season and the college football playoffs ahead, it's starting to become quite apparent what the 2026 NFL draft might look like. And I am, of course, mostly referring to the quarterback situation, which the Pittsburgh Steelers have been heavily linked to dating back almost a year when they passed on any quarterbacks in last draft. Aaron Rodgers was always a one-year Band-Aid with maybe a chance that he returns, but overall we are nearing the next era where they go all in on what they would probably not want to call a rebuild, but let's be honest, that's what it is. The only issue is, who in the world are they going to draft at quarterback? I had put together a Week 15 rooting guide for the Steelers on Sunday since they play on Monday, with a bunch of the scenarios aimed at moving quarterback-needy teams down the draft board. It pretty much unanimously went against what I said the Steelers should be rooting for. The Raiders, Browns, Jets, Cardinals, and Saints are all in the top 7 picks, and all 5 of those teams could conceivably and maybe even likely be in the quarterback market in the first round. There were always going to be quarterback-needy teams in this draft, but the hope was always that they wouldn't be so tightly coiled at the top of the draft order. What does that mean? That means the Steelers would have almost no opportunity to trade up ahead of some of those other quarterback-needy teams. Right now, the Browns, Jets, Cardinals, and Saints are all in a row from picks 4 to 7 if the season ended today. That would leave just the Tennessee Titans, who drafted Cam Ward number 1 overall last year, and the New York Giants, who drafted Jackson Dart, at picks 1 and 3 as the opportunities to trade up ahead of some of these other quarterback-needy teams. In other words, there really aren't going to be opportunities to do so. Add on top of that the growing consensus that there are only 2 or maybe 3 quarterbacks worth drafting in the first round, and that is problematic for the Steelers. And some of those quarterbacks that might be first-round prospects might not even declare for the draft. Dante Moore of Oregon and Ty Simpson of Alabama could both return to school, leaving just Fernando Mendoza as the lone top quarterback prospect. Even assistant GM Andy Weidel of the Pittsburgh Steelers said at the beginning of the season that this is shaping up to be a strong quarterback class. Turns out he probably wasn't correct unless there are some late risers in the playoffs or in the pre-draft process, but sometimes those things are fool's gold, as the Steelers have learned in the past. All this to say, the Steelers are going to have to get quite creative this offseason to figure out their quarterback situation. The stars aligned for the Steelers to have 12 draft picks and 5 in the first 3 rounds, but it doesn't even seem like they're going to get to use those on a quarterback. Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast with Dave Bryan and Alex Kozora every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.